What's up, guys? Welcome back to the circus. Today we're going over Wild Survivors. This set is very fresh, right off, fresh off the grill over here. The hottest cards, everyone wants from Wild Survivors. So this is the Wild Survivor set. This is the best-selling cards right here. We're going to be going over all this stuff. We have the booster box still going for the highest price here. Normally when the booster box is the highest card here, I don't see any of the collector's rares though. I guess there are underneath here. These are the best sellers. So I guess the box is selling best. We'll be seeing next after. I'll explain that. But we see that the number one card going in the ground Xeno. This card's crazy powerful for the Dinosaur strategy. People are hyping to play this. And then we see the Vanquish Soul stuff going up. These cards are going to be sweeping up a little bit. It got second place at a YCS or a Regionals. I think it got top 8 as well at another one. So people are still still hyping this deck up. We're going to be seeing the Nouvelles. These cards are going to go crashing down. These cards are just horrible. But interesting that we're seeing like people picking up these stuff over the collector's rares. And let's see what the lowest collector's rare is. My boy Iron Archosaur. I remember when this card was a secret rare at this price. I got it from Crush Cards. They did a Europe thing, I think. Oh no, it wasn't Crush Cards. I think it was actually. They did a thing on their Instagram and they sent it over. It was a Euro print box. Very nice. But we're going to be seeing, yes, they're going to go all the way to the least wanted cards here. And yeah, the pack is the lowest. But interesting enough, this is the, this is not the right one. This is changed right here. Let's go to best selling. Sorry about that. This was a card we were looking for. Going to the second tier. Best selling. The lowest collector's rare is going to be, wow, no one's buying Tenki. That's so crazy to me. There's more people buying rare Allure of Darkness, which is definitely a penny stock. Pick these up. People are buying these over ultra rare or collector's rare Tenki. That just feels so wrong. But yeah, interesting enough that we're seeing this at such a high buying here. But now moving on into the we are both at best selling. Okay. I guess we'll go high to low here. The highest cards of the set is the Ryzen here, which is interesting that we're choosing to go for Ryzen, which is one of the best normal summons, over the boss monster here. So we see both of the monsters, being both normal summons being crazy. I remember Mad Love. This was pulled in our box battle, actually. A shout out to Jamie over there. And then we see these two. I also forgot to mention that don't take... This is all not financial advice. I'm going to put that out there right now. I'm not telling you guys to buy these cards. It's just my opinion. We're going to be going over these sets here. But yeah. Actually, this is the Vanquish Soul stuff, by the way. I'm just completely incorrect. This is the Vanquish Soul stuff. So we're seeing all the Vanquish Soul stuff here being the price high to low. This is all a mess. I guess if I select this, it changes for the rest of the video as well. So we see that these cards, but let's see what the best-selling Vanquish Soul cards are going to be. So it is the ultra rares. We see the Ryzen is the highest, and then Mad Love, and then the Borger. And then we see the Rock of Vanisher. This card's super neat, and the interaction of this card is absolutely insane. Being a Link 1 is also just busted. But yeah, interesting that we're going for this. And here we have the high to lows for the whole set. So interesting enough, we see the Dinos taking the number one stuff. So these are actually the cheapest cards to buy in the set. You can buy you essentially just buy a box and you get a whole, a rare version of the dinosaur deck. So super good for locals if you guys want to just leave them on the table or give them to, some kids who want to play the game, get them into the game. A full dinosaur deck is very rare, very cheap in rares. But we have the Ovi Raptor, which is taking the number one spot, my boy Ovi. And then the Fossil Digs. I've seen one Ovi, and this card looks amazing, as well as one Conductor. That card is gorgeous. That is the rarity we deserve. Conductor should have been either an Ultimate or CR for a long time now. And then we see the Ryzens. This is the stuff. And then interesting that we see the Burger over some of the other cards, like over the Vanquish Soul stuff as well as Animal Archosaur, and like the lowest is going to be the uh, Chef's Special Recipe. I don't think these cards are worth picking up at all. I think that maybe Tenki's worth picking up once it goes down a little bit, but I'd stay away from this. Wait a couple weeks. The set is brand spanking new. I don't think much people are going to be taking either Dinosaurs or Chef. I don't think anyone's going to be playing this stuff, but I can see this card going down as well. People are just hyping it up right now, wanting to buy it out and then play the cards, obviously. But I can see Vanquish Souls being really the card that we're going to be seeing here. Diving into the Horizon, as you guys can see for most decks, everything just crashes. And we see a little bit of a spike up here. It did do good once again, but like this card's not worth $100. If we're going to probably be getting some support for it soon, probably like the next month or so, but we see like $80, still not worth it. I think I would buy these cards for probably like 50 each. And then same with this, like you just crashes. Like at one point they were all over $100 and now they're just worth like nothing. We see 63, this is Jesse Cotton, they're kind of funny. But yeah, there's lots of stuff. Like I wouldn't be buying any of these cards. They're all overpriced right now. Stake Your Soul. Well, this card's sick, but way too expensive. It is spiking up because it is one of the best cards in the deck, but not good. And then we're going into the ultras. This card is absolutely sick. I think this card is like going to be like a $10 card, to be honest. If it goes anything underneath 10, buy them. But other than that, don't spend $20 on this deck. Don't spend like 240. It's just not worth it, to be honest. Just buy the cheaper stuff. So moving on into the recipe stuff. This was just to see the collector's rare version of this card. We already went over it, but kind of funny. This card's like $35, and then we click on it, it's going to be like way more than that. Yeah, so like 35, I guess, is all right. I would not spend any more than $20 on this personally myself. It's horrible. You're not going to play this. Then we have the Nouvelles. So this is interesting. These cards are dirt cheap. I'd pick these cards up. Obviously, I'd wait for. I mean, this card's gonna be like a $2 card. It's like the only ultra in the set that are only ultra you need to play, and these cards are like super sick. The art are super cool, and it's a super cheap deck to play. Being able to pick it up, pre-prep this stuff, just crazy. Maybe mix it up. We might get some support that makes it as well. And who doesn't like the good old Hungry Burger? So looking at the CR here, like $30, not worth it. This card should be like a $15 or $20 card max. And then Hungry Burger, you guys are all here for the Hungry Burger. $60 for this CR Hungry Burger. First off, it doesn't even have any number, which I think is interesting. But why would you ever spend $60 on a CR Hungry Burger? I would spend $60 on not even a playset of Hungry Burger. This card should be a $20 card. But the thing is, people are going to be buying these cards because it's funny, being able to throw it up on their binder page. It's not worth it. Do not spend. If you pull this card, sell it now because it's not going to go up any higher than this. Then we're looking at the Xenos stuff. I guess we have the super rare from Phantom Raid as well, Rock Band Xeno Guitar. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be buying this card either. This card's like not even $1, so stay away from these for another week. We mentioned that earlier, but just not worth it right now. And we're going to be diving into this. It's bouncing back up. So people are buying this card, buying 3 copies of it. As we look at the sale history here. So we saw it was down to like $30. People bought 1 of it, then it just started going back up. We saw 3 at 32. And then, yeah, kind of weird that only 2 of them bought at 32 and the prices started going right back up. But I definitely wait for this. It is not worth buying right now. Dinosaurs are not that great. Add a dinosaur tuner or a dinosaur normal monster from your deck to your hand, and then you destroy like a baby. I think I'd stay away from this, to be honest. I'd pull it. If you pull it now, I'd sell it as quick as possible. And yeah, buy it later when it's cheaper if you really want to play dinosaurs that badly. Then we see the Meteosaurus. This card is pretty bad. To be honest, I would not be spending 30 bucks on this. Yeah, alone 60. It is a tuner that you search. And then I think you can special summon if a monster is destroyed by battle. If a Dinosaurs monster, yeah. So I guess this just pops baby, summon itself out, then summons a level 4 Dino from your deck. And then you can just go into Baron de Fleur, but that's fine, you know. I don't think it's really needed. Yeah, it looks cool, but once again, no one's going to be playing high priority Dinosaurs at any kind of event here. Then we see my boy Adamo and Archosaur. I'm going to say it. I'm going to sound like a broken record here. Stay away from these cards. I'd buy this for maybe 30 bucks, 20 bucks. I know we saw the secret rare at one point. It was stayed at like $15 for the longest time before the ultra rare reprint. But once again, like you're not going to be, this is a 2 of in the deck. So people are going to be picking up, you know, 1 or 2 copies of it, but no one's actively like sitting out there being like, "Oh my gosh, Dino's cracked this format." Which is why I think that they kind of blew the ban list here. They should have brought back Mist to 2 and gave it a CR. That would have definitely made all this stuff worth a lot more and maybe justifying the 51 price tag we see here. But unfortunately, Konami did not. Then we see UTC. Now this card, I'd buy this card for like 40 bucks, to be honest. I think I'd wait. If this card hits 40, I'd probably pick up 2 of them. You know, UTC is going to be one of the best boss monsters for a long time. I can't see any other Dino support or main deck really boss outing this. When I look at main deck boss monsters, I think this one actually still to this day is probably the best in the deck. But if you guys have any others, let me know down in the comment section below, and we'll take a look at if Tyranno can beat them. Being a Book of Eclipse is pretty nuts. Fossil Dig is an interesting card. We saw the highest rarity for this for the longest time being a super rare, and that card was like 20 bucks. And then it got an ultra rare printing, and then that just crashed. It was over for like $2. And now we see $66 for a bunch of guys looking for fossils. Once again, I'd spend 30 bucks on this max. Yeah, card's crazy. It can be used in decks like Fur Hire, Dinos, and you know whatever other dinosaur support we get. I think it can also be used in Dinomorphia, but I could be wrong. But I guess this card can be, I'd watch out for this card. This card would be put on my market watch because you never know when this card could spike. But once it gets lower to $30, I'd probably pick it up. Now we have Oviraptor. People are buying this for $80 or for $91 each. That's crazy. I would never. So we see like $90, $87. This just is not worth it. Yes, Ovi is an insane card, and this card looks gorgeous in the collector's rare rarity. That blue really just pops, but it's not worth the price point. You know, if you're gonna bling out your dinosaur deck, you're looking at like $500 right here for a deck that essentially does nothing. Don't forget about the collector's rare version of Pankratops as well, which we should look at after this. I'll pull that up right away, actually. So this is the only one we're missing. This is the highest one here at 149, and we see it spiking. This card looks sick in this rarity. But yeah, there's no way. Like I can't see if this card came back to 2, maybe this card would go probably really insane. And I think it can come back to 2, to be honest. Personally, you know, we have Fenrir in the deck, and doesn't really do, like, Fenrir is insane, a splashable engine. I guess Pankratops could probably be pretty nuts. People still play it to this day, but, you know, 2 of it's not going to do very much. And then we see Fire Formation Tenki. This card isn't doing anything. I know some people were holding on to, like, the rare ones with, like, the different color names to it. Shout out to DB Grinder for one of his super old market watches where he was holding on to, like, purple ones. The fact that this card's only $40 is kind of insane to me. Once again, this card should have gone. Like, I don't understand why they put it in this deck, to be honest. This is a weird area to put it in. But like, if they wanted this card to go up, they could have given us Dryden back to 1, which we're praying for the next list. You know, everyone spam Dryden to 1 in the comment section. But yeah, Tenki, this card's going to do nothing. You don't even play it in Tri-Brigade anymore because it's just not worth it. Tri-Brigade's not that good of a deck. Unfortunately, you know, with the Cats being severely weakened with no Gamma anymore, I can't see the point of playing the Tenki. Then we have the floodgate of the Wild Survivor set. We have There Can Only Be One at $70. I think this card is actually going to be sticking around this price. The reason why I think that is because we're going to be seeing a lot of decks this format being able to play it. Sky Striker is going to be a popular deck if you have all the ultis and stuff like that. Starlights, why aren't you going to be blinging out your There Can Only Be One? You have players who have the blinged out versions of the other floodgates. They're going to want to pick this one up as well. And then you have like stuff like people who are playing the Vanquish Souls. They can play the There Can Only Be One. It's going to be thrown in. Some Despia players are also playing it, so I can see that being also bought. You know, if you have all that stuff, why not spend, you know, $210 on a copy or on a playset of There Can Only Be Ones, which it's going to be around forever unless Konami hits them. Please, Konami. So now we're just going to look at all the best-selling cards of the whole, of like the past week here. So we have Wild Survivors, you know, obviously being number one, and we still have Chaos Angel super high. You know, we talked about this last week. Xenoblade's pricing up here, so we see it being bought out more than Lubellion. I think Lubellion was in second place, and then we see Thrust. You know, with the ban list coming out, a lot of people are picking this up for the Sky Striker decks. For a bunch of other decks, Purely is playing it as well. And interestingly enough, we see Cyberstorm Access being bought more than Fenrir's and the Quems and stuff like that. I don't think it was this high in the previous list. Then we see Fenrir's because once again didn't hit by the ban list. Prosperity is creeping up as well. This card's becoming more popular in Purely as well as some other decks. Maybe gonna be playing it in Sky Striker. I can't really see it. But Sprite's being picked up as a pure deck. I think the pure variants are playing it. I don't know what else is playing Prod of Prosperity. Cashtier is playing it as well. So maybe people got rid of it and then they decided to buy it out because it's not going to see any reprinting for another time soon. And then we have, you know, the second Wild Survivor card, which is going to be the Horizon, which is higher than Quem as well as Karakura here, which is interesting. But people are buying the Legendary Collections over Mad Love, which is kind of crazy to me. I thought the Stake Your Soul would be probably the highest here. But just looking at this stuff, like, I can't see Peaceful Planet staking up against these two here or anything like that. I can see the Runic tip should probably be a little bit higher. I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of buyouts with Runic because it is, you know, one of the best decks of the format still, at least at the start of the formats. And then it's going to get a reprint very soon in the Megatins, but I can't see people caring about that for Nats because Nats is before the Megatins. And this is the second page here. We see stuff like this. And yeah, we see the linkage creeping up here, which I think is pretty crazy. We see some stuff like linkage is being bought out more than Quems. We see it being bought more than the Cashtier Theosis, but I think it's very interesting. We're going to be seeing a lot of Sky Striker players as well as Triple Tactics talents coming in the format as well. I don't know why these are up here. Maybe people are prepping for Dune, buying out some of this stuff while it's cheap. But I think that we definitely should keep an eye on some of the Sky Striker stuff as the format goes on. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see any more America Watch content, let me know down in the comment section below what I missed out on and what you look at next. And we'll see you next week for another America Watch. Stay safe. Peace.